everyone, I hope you're well. Today I wanted to show you some of the books that I have found useful over the last 15 odd years or so. Now the first one I ever read was You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. Oh goodness, there's a lot of dust that's just come off that one. I haven't read it for a while. I got this, I was going through quite a difficult time in my life, like I said, about a good 15, maybe longer, years ago. And I'd heard about this, I'm not even sure how, but I thought I'd get it. And it's a really great book, and it started me on a long journey of healing. It's mainly based around affirmations. So if you like that sort of thing, that is You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. This is just a really quick synopsis. I can go into much more length about this, about affirmations and manifestation and all the different things contained in these books at a later date. But today is just a little synopsis. So my first one I ever read was this, You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. Really worth reading. Then that led me quite quickly, probably the same year, maybe the next year, onto The Secret. Yeah, now I think everyone has probably read The Secret, or at least heard of The Secret. Again, this is affirmations, manifestation, law of attraction. I really like this book. I find it a little bit sort of American-y. That's no offence to any Americans that might be watching, but I find it a little bit American-y. That's the only way I can describe it. But it's got some really great things in there. So that's The Secret. There we go. Secret by Rhonda Byrne there. Highly recommend. There's a film of this as well if you don't like the book. Okay, so that was that. Then I got into, some years later, this wonderful book called The Greatest Secret, which is a lot more in depth than The Secret. Same by Rhonda Byrne. But I really love this book. I think I've read it about 3 times now. It took the first time just to digest it, but then once I read it again, I was really gained a lot from this. So The Greatest Secret by Rhonda Byrne as well. Very good. Another book that I recommend is this one, and this one's a really small one, really quick and easy to read. And this is The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. And this is, like I said, really simple one to read, really simple to digest, gets across lots of different points that you can apply to your life. I really enjoyed this one. In fact, I think I'm going to read that one again very soon. So yes, that's another one, and really thin. So, you know, if you're not a big reader, that's a great one. Then we come on to, there's 2 more. Then we come on to this one. Now this is a classic, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. So again, this might be one that you've all heard of, maybe you've read it, maybe you haven't read it. I only recently got into Eckhart Tolle. The reason being is because I always found when I watched him, I'm quite a quick person. It takes me a lot, I have to slow down, forcibly slow myself down. And I found Eckhart quite slow to listen to and a little bit dull, if I'm honest. So I was put off by that. But then I listened to a podcast with a chap called Lewis, and he was on it, and he was speaking much more rapidly, and it was just like, oh, okay, maybe I'll give him another go. This didn't send me to sleep. So I did, and I bought his book, and it's really good. So I highly recommend that, and that's obviously about living in the now, and it's really good. I really recommend that. Really good. Don't be put off by that. And then this one, the last one I've got here, and this is my husband's favourite book. This is The Science of Getting Rich. And this is the original, I don't know if you can see that there, the original classic by Wallace D. Wattles. And this was written well over 100 years ago. And I have read it, and I find it's not a difficult book to read. You know, the font's quite big, the chapters are quite short. But because it was written over 100 years ago, the way it's written is slightly old-fashioned. So I found that a little bit challenging, whereas my husband, and I know also a friend that my husband's given it to, really enjoyed that far more than The Secret, for example. And this is again the law of attraction and getting things done and applying it mainly to money, really. So that I do recommend. These books are all along a similar line, but also completely different. But yeah, it's finding what works for you. I mean, these are books that I recommend, but I wouldn't necessarily, I don't think I'm going to sit down and read this one again. However, some of the others I've read over and over and again. So it's just what works for you. I like all of those, so I'm just going to go through them once more just so you can see them. So we've got You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. We've got The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. We've got The Greatest Secret by Rhonda Byrne. We've got The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. And I'm sure one, if not all of them, will speak to you. If you're watching this and you're interested in these kind of things, then I'm sure you've either read some of them or you will definitely enjoy and get some great comfort out of them. So they're my recommendations for my books, and I will go into more in depth about the different subjects at a later date, but I hope you enjoy some of those books. Have a lovely day, everyone.